Good morning. Thank you guys so much for joining us today as we celebrate ALLO's 20th ALLOversary. Woo! My name is Morgan. I'm on the creative marketing team here at ALLO. And this week, we have the one and only Nick Colton with us.
Hello.
He is ALLO's Director of Technical Support and IT. He's been with ALLO for 20 years this month and has played a huge part in our growth and success over the years. So, Nick, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. Nick Colton. I don't know about the Nick Colton, but that's a little scary. But I guess the one and only, which is probably best for everyone else here. There is only one of me. But yeah, been here 20 years. It's been a journey. It's been a lot of fun. Today, well, this month at least, I oversee technical support and IT here at ALLO. So our customer-facing employees that help support technical issues, whether it's TV, internet, phone not working, as well as internal IT systems when, desktop computers aren't working for our customer service people or marketing or field services, you name it. So those teams report up to me.
Yeah, you guys are the superheroes. So let's kick it off. First question. It's been 20 years. How does it feel to be an OG here at ALLO? An
OG here at ALLO. Yeah, it's really weird. It's been a journey, to say the least. It's been fun. I started, there were 3 of us here, and we just passed 1,400 employees, which anyone that's from a small town, you tend to put everything in the context of either here's how large my graduating class was or the town that I live in. Yeah. It's probably a Nebraska thing or a Midwest thing, I don't know. But I thought we were big when we passed 200 people. And now we're at 1,400, and so we're in Imperial, which is right at 2,000 people. So it's kind of crazy to think that we're ALLO employees, 75% of the size of Imperial. I remember when we started, we would talk about we're gonna have 40 employees. Man, we're gonna be a huge company, and we're long past that number. So it's been fun.
Yeah, even since I started 3 years ago, it's
right.
Grown
Yeah,
so much. Okay, what is the funniest thing that's happened to you since your time here at ALLO?
So fortunately, these questions they gave me in advance so I could think through them, because there are a lot of funny things that have happened. But probably the funniest was, probably 15 to 17 years ago, we were doing an installation, and when we were smaller, I would do all sorts of just random stuff because it needed done, and we didn't have many people. I went to do an install at a school. And I always have I don't like carrying tool bags and stuff like that, so I'd always carry a backpack. So I'd come walking out of the school right as school was getting out, and someone tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned around, and this girl goes, "My friend thinks you're cute. We saw you at school today. Would you like to go to homecoming with her?" And I was like, I have 2 kids. Like, I'm in my 20s. Like, thanks. And she was really embarrassed. I think she thought I was another classmate or something that was going there new to school. But I still get grief from Brad every now and then. He chuckles and he'll bring it up because there was a time when I didn't look quite as old as I
was gonna say, at least you
look and feel now. Right, then. I was young then, but yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. Okay, so food options here in Imperial, as we all know, are pretty limited. So what's your go-to?
Yeah, so Imperial's a small town, so obviously the number of restaurants you have are going to be smaller than a bigger town. I tend to, as I was thinking through all the different places we have to eat, I tend to think of Sweet and Cream. A lot of memories there. It's been here for as long as I've been alive. Someone's owned it and operated it, and it's just burgers and fries and ice cream. And I remember all the memories of going there growing up, baseball games and school things, and that was kind of the reward, right? You get ice cream. If you go there, I recommend the banana shake. If you like shakes and you like bananas, that's my go-to food. So I'd recommend Sweet and Cream.
That does sound good. Has it always been the same on the inside? That little retro vibe?
No, so it's changed over the years. It's changed over the years. But yeah, it's been like that for, I don't remember now. COVID brain has changed all time for me. Like, everything seems like it's been longer, really shorter. So.
Yeah. All right. Do you remember your first day here at ALLO?
I do. I walked in, and so the office here in Imperial, we were just on an older side. We added an expansion on, I think, 10 plus years ago now. But I walked in, and there was all these brand new cubicles and a brand new building, and I had a desk with a monitor, and I was like, what do I, the standard, fill out this stuff. And then Brad brought a binder that he had printed off over and set it on my desk. And he goes, somewhere in here we'll tell you how we, order a phone line and put it on our service. And your job is to figure that out. And thank goodness it was my first day and I was still just completely, like, this is amazing, what a great opportunity. Or I probably would have run out then. But after about 3 months, I finally figured out how to do it. We went to the wrong class at one point, so I was putting the wrong codes in for about a month before someone at Quest said, oh, well, where'd you get this code? And I said, well, I went to this class that you told me to go to. And they said, oh yeah, that's the wrong class, that's not going to work. And once we got the right codes, it worked really good. And yeah, it's been a trip.
Yeah.
So
I will say I was 7 at the time, so
ouch. Yeah, I know.
No.
It happens. A few more years, you'll be on the other side.
Yeah, right. So if you could do any other job, what would it be? Here at ALLO.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, that's too bad. I was really excited. No, so any other job at ALLO, really all of my career here, there was a small stint where I went with Brad on sales calls right after we opened. But outside of that, everything I do has been focused on network development, network engineering, customer service, technical support, IT type things. And so for me, the piece that I don't get to deal with as much is new market development and sales. I would be horrible at sales, by the way. Our salespeople are amazing, and salespeople are great at what they do. I'd be horrible at it, but it's just interesting to me to watch those people work and do what they do. But new market development's fun because really all of the work that technical support does is we wait until construction and new market development and all those teams go through, and our job really starts once the customers are online. So we hear about new market, hey, we're going to build here. And we okay, let us know in 12 to 18 months or however long it takes, and once you have customers online. So yep. So that's what I would do, new market development or sales.
Yeah. And with all this growth, you'd be real busy, all the new markets. So
I would be.
Okay, so say you're CEO for the day. What's the one rule that you would implement for the day?
Oh man, so I had to think about this one for a little while.
It was a tough one.
I was going to do no meetings. I was going to do don't send me Teams messages, send me emails if it's important. All sorts of little things that we all kind of laugh about. But I think really what I would do is mandatory walk in someone else's shoes. Once a year, you're going to get pushed to do a job for a day and not actually do it, but you're going to go follow someone around and understand what do they do. We do that in our technical support team. They'll go out with field technicians and they love it. They're like, this is great to see the other side of the phone and get out to meet our customers. So that's what I would do. And I would say that doesn't have to be a rule here at ALLO. That's always something people can do. It's just sometimes we get so busy that there's just no time to do that. So
we have that as a rule on our team too.
Yeah.
To do a couple shadows, and it is always it's a good reminder to see what everybody else is going through during the day. So what brought you to ALLO 20 years ago?
Oh, I had graduated with my bachelor's and I was living in Denver, working at a job, and I'd requested time off from that job. I wanted to go watch my sisters play state volleyball. They were both in high school at the time, and they denied me. I hadn't taken a day off in 6 months, and they said, no, we need you here. And at that point, I said I need a job, and I started looking, and the dot-com bust hit Denver, and there was just nothing. And I was back visiting family one weekend, and my brother said, oh, my boss is starting a phone company. And my brother at the time was in high school. He was a cashier at Brad and Jill at Superfoods, our CEO's grocery store here. And I laughed at him and said, no one's starting a phone company, Imperial. And then I pulled out the Imperial Republican, which is the local paper here, and sure enough, there's a job posting for it. And so I applied, and I think a week later I had an interview, and so I guess my brother. Yeah. So.
Shout out to your brother.
Right.
How many times have you had to move your desk here in the Imperial office?
This has got to be a Leslie Nordhausen question for sure. I had to count it up. It's been 10 times in the past 20 years. Oh. Some of it is because as our teams grew, we would shift teams around. Yeah. And so I'd want to be closer to my team. A few times were because we ran out of space in the old building and we were still building the new building. So they put a construction trailer behind the Imperial office and we worked in a construction trailer. the most miserable winter ever.
Oh, gosh,
like
yeah.
there's no insulation on the floor. The heater would blow all this hot air out over your head, and so you'd be like sweating, and your feet would be
But
cold.
it's cold. Yeah.
And then once I had to move because me and one other employee, when we were in the office and we would talk, we were too loud for the other person that was in the room, so they made us move.
One of those people in class.
It was and it was
separated.
okay. We were probably too loud. I don't know.
That's funny. All right, so if you aren't at work, where are you?
Following kids, playing video games. I know I'm a millennial that plays video games. It just is. Reading or learning something. Who knows what? It just depends. A little ADHD brain every now and then is like, oh, we should go take up a new hobby.
Yeah.
So.
All right. How many Teams messages would you say you get per day?
Probably 150. I don't know. I don't count them. I'm in a lot of teams,
Groups,
like just group chats where it's, hey, here's a status update. And so I check on them once, like, unless someone like calls me out to look at something, it's just kind of there. There's probably 10 to 20 a day that, hey, you need to do something on this. So,
Yeah. What is your favorite thing to buy from Jill here at the Superfoods?
So the Philly chicken cheesesteak sandwich that's on Fridays is my go-to. I love it.
That's awesome. Okay. What's one thing we should add to the Imperial ALLO office?
So I actually have two things because I won't get the first one, but I have, since we expanded, more broadly, I've wanted to put world headquarters on the Imperial office because I just think it would be hilarious to have ALLO World headquarters in Imperial, Nebraska. Because it's a small town, so people would be like, oh my gosh, look at how big they are. Brad keeps shooting it down every time we try and put it in front of him, so someday we'll just sneak it past him. But the other one I would do is we need a deck up on the roof that we can go up to and work on in the summers. I mean, if we're going to ask for random things that we probably won't get, let's aim high.
Shoot for the moon, yeah.
Right?
That'd be pretty cool. I would work outside. All right, if you had to guess how many calls tech support has answered by this time today, it's 2:30. What's your guess?
So it's Sunday. Football hasn't fully started yet, college football. I would guess it's around 30 to 40 calls, and that'll go up quite a bit later in the day. Once we hit about 5 p.m. Central Time, we'll start to go 100, 200 calls.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's not football yet. So
yeah, that changes things.
And I probably should knock on wood or something because I probably just caused something to break unknowingly.
The phones are going crazy, right?
Exactly.
If you had to describe your ALLO career in just one word, what would it be?
I would say evolutionary. Do you want me to explain it or just leave it at that for everyone to figure it out?
Let's do a short explanation.
Okay. Short?
Keep it short.
Evolutionary really for me, like I started here at 20, I'm 40 now, so a lot of growth. When I started here, there were very few companies doing fiber to the prem and what we do, and it's been fun to watch the industry, the people that work here as well as myself kind of just evolve over time into different roles.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, a little fun one here. I hear you're the king of dad jokes. So can you tell us your go-to dad joke?
Okay, so my go-to dad joke is whenever my kids say they're hungry, oh, I'm hungry, I always have to say, oh, hi, hungry, I'm dad. And they're like late teenagers now, so they don't even laugh at all. They just roll their eyes.
Don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah. But I think the other one, what do you call a reluctant potato? A hesitator. That's so
I've
bad.
never heard that one.
That felt like a forced laugh, so it's okay.
I've never heard it though. It caught me off guard. It took me a second. Okay. So do you hang out with any of the other ALLO folks outside of the office?
Yeah, so Imperial's a small town, so I have kids in the same class as a lot of our other employees here, so you see them all the time. But I would say, yeah, we hang out. You see each other, whatever it may be. You'll stop and talk, and it's nice. a lot of us have worked here for a long time now, especially in this office, and so it really is. We've all watched each other's kids grow up over time and things like that. So, but yeah, I would say my favorite in other markets that I've probably gotten out of the habit of is going to dinner with people. And it used to be I'd just go because why not? And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh yeah, people have lives outside. Like, it's not, oh, Nick's in town, let's go to dinner. Like, and so now I feel bad. But by all means, if I'm ever in a market and someone wants to grab dinner, I just love to go talk to people. It's just fun to hear what brought them to ALLO and what, what's working, what's not working.
Yeah, just go hang out.
So, yeah.
Okay, so if somebody was thinking about a career here, what would you tell them?
Speak up and own your development. That's probably my biggest. As a people leader, I want people that want to develop themselves. But it's sometimes really hard to know, where do people want to go? I don't expect people to know where they want to go in their role, but at least own it and say, hey, I want to do more. I want to learn more. Talk to your people leader, talk to me, talk to your manager, talk to whoever. But between individual development and team development on how to be a leader, or development on, hey, here's something completely different that I'm not doing today. We do want people that are here for the long term, but if I don't know that, if we don't know that as leaders, we can't help you. And some of it is we can help get you that, but you have to really want it. You have to invest in yourself too. But I love it when people want to do that. It's great.
I've noticed that here at ALLO. You've been there for a year, you're doing awesome in your job, and I've had supervisors reach out and say, hey, and I've seen it, not just me, other people are like, you're doing great, what do you want to do next? And I feel like that's amazing in a company that they want to help you grow. So
I think the other side is, if you're comfortable, like, there is nothing wrong with saying, I love what I do. I get out of bed most days, because no one likes their job every day. Right? It never happens. We all have bad days, but it is great when people can be like, you know what, I love what I'm doing right now. I'll get back to you. And, but yeah,
for sure. All right. What's your favorite office to travel to?
So
we've got a lot now.
We have a lot now. We have passed a point now where I have not been to more offices than I've been to. And so my favorite office is the one that I haven't been to yet, because it's almost always new people that I probably don't get to see as often. I wish I could get to every office, but I don't even know what we're up to now. Like, someone asked me the other day, how many towns are you in? I'm like, it's on the website. About the time I figure out how many it is, we announce new markets, and then my number's wrong still. So,
I think my favorite is Lincoln. That's about the only other one I've been to. So, it's a good one though.
Lincoln's always fun. COVID definitely changed a lot of it, because not as many people work in the office all the time. So it used to be, I just love to go to an office because everyone was there. Now sometimes you go to an office and you're like, oh, that's right. Half of the staff that live in this market are working at home. So
that's true. All right. We've got 2 more questions.
Okay.
Second to last one, another dad joke. Hit us.
Okay. What's the difference between a literalist and a kleptomaniac? A literalist takes things literally. A kleptomaniac takes things literally.
Oh gosh. Ultimate dad joke.
Yeah, I know. I don't have my like. If we could add a soundtrack over this.
Get the sound effects going. Oh, that's funny. Okay, last question.
Okay.
What are you most looking forward to in our next 20 years?
I had to think about this one a long time, because it's hard to have one thing, right? Retirement, early retirement, I think was the one that we were talking about in Imperial, and everyone said, well, what about retirement? And to be fair, I don't. Like,
that's boring.
I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't know what I'd do if I retired, so no, I'll just work. What I really am looking forward to, the new employees that we have today are the future leaders of the company, and it's kind of interesting to think about that. That's not who I saw myself as 20 years ago, and I'm guessing that there's a whole lot of people that don't see themselves as that today in their starting out roles. Heck, we may have people that haven't even started here yet, but watching that development and helping with that development is is really exciting to see. We've brought the company to a certain level and a certain size, and getting to see how that next round of people are going to continue to drive that forward and continue to make customer experiences really important and deliver all the amazing things that we do. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy to think about. I hope I'm still here in 20 years. So.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. We made it through.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I didn't break too much of a sweat. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. I know you're busy. On a busy schedule. And thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
20 questions for 20 years. We'll see you guys next month on September 20th.
Yeah. Bye all.